and welcome to the channel. I am so excited to have you here because this is my first ever Q&A giveaway for reaching 10,000 subscribers. I have a lot of questions from you, which is great, but this video may need to be a two-parter. This wouldn't be a Q&A giveaway without some epic prizes. So I rounded up my absolute favorite must-have travel gear, and I will be giving them away to you today. There's going to be 5 different winners, and how you can enter is by going on my channel and choosing any video, your favorite one, and sharing it. Then let me know in the comments below which video you shared and which of these prizes you would be most excited to win. I'll let you know what the prizes are, my favorite things ever, as we go through this video, because if we don't get started on these questions, we're gonna be here all night. What is your #1 must-try food from around the world? Ooh. This is going to sound strange. Hear me out. It is a whole roasted fish from Chinatown in Myanmar. Yeah, for real, I'm not even joking with you. They take the fish and they stuff it with all these herbs and spices, and then they throw it on a barbecue. I was in Yangon, Myanmar for 3 nights, and every single night my friends and I went back to Chinatown and would just share one of these giant fish. I would think it was $5 per fish. It's an entire meal for both of us. Absolutely delicious, and there is nowhere else that I've been able to find it, at least, in the world that does it as well as they do in Yangon, Chinatown. And if a whole barbecue fish isn't your style, then I'd say the next must-try would be mango sticky rice in Thailand. What would you say is the best place for first-time solo travelers? This is a great question. Definitely Southeast Asia. Start with Thailand, you can't go wrong, especially if you're solo. It's so easy to travel around and you're going to meet so many other travelers. Even though there's a lot of tourism, the people are still friendly and the food is incredible. There's multiple airports and you really can't go too wrong. Except Phuket. Very busy, lots of traffic, kind of expensive. Have you ever been sick on your travels? Definitely, yes, many times, especially in my first year when I was traveling, because you're still adjusting to the new foods, the new tastes. It's almost like if I go to a new region, I'm probably gonna get sick and then I'll be okay. I haven't been sick in the last 2 years, which is pretty incredible. The worst food poisoning was Delhi in India, and it's a common problem known as Delhi belly, and you end up sick for days, and I happened to have my bout of it right before an overnight flight, so bad experience. If you're going to get sick while traveling, it's likely going to be from the food that you're eating, so try not to eat anything raw. Make sure you wash everything, and then there's that rule, it's boil it, peel it, cook it, or leave it. Try to follow that. Another thing is that people will say, "You're so brave, you're eating street food." No. I think you have a much higher chance of getting sick at a restaurant than street food, because if you're out there when everyone else is out there, that food is being cooked right in front of you and turning over very quickly. It's not sitting there. So use your judgment, but I actually recommend people to eat at the food stands. Another one is travelers will go somewhere and they won't want to try the local food because they're worried about getting sick, and instead they'll order something that they're used to eating. Well, if you're in Vietnam and you order a burger, that chef probably cooks 1 burger a year, doesn't know how to store the meat, doesn't know how to cook it properly, it's not going to taste good, and it's probably going to make you sick. As opposed to if you ordered a bowl of pho, which he's been eating his entire life and cooks 100 times a day. They know how to make the food that is local to their country, so I really recommend that you try eating the local food because they know how to make it. And it's likely not going to make you sick, and it's also probably very good. Where are you going to next? In mid-October, I'll be flying from Ottawa down to Cancun for a conference called Nomad Summit. I'll be working at it, and it's all about working online and traveling, so it's definitely up my alley. Is there a place that you want to see that you have not already visited? Yes, there are many. I've only been to around 40 countries, so there's still a lot to explore. I definitely want to see more of Africa and South America. New Zealand is also high on the list. Time for a brief timeout from the questions so I can tell you what these prizes are that you will be winning. They're my 3 favorite things. I never leave home without them, and they're all travel carry-on friendly. The first one would be a NEXSTAND. This is an adjustable laptop stand that's going to fold up and pack away into nothing. You can then clip it open and it's going to put your laptop at eye level height regardless of what that height is. So this is going to save you from hunching over a table, typing like this. I get asked about it all the time and I think you guys are going to absolutely love it. My second favorite must-have travel essential is my Platypus. This is a collapsible water bottle. So this means that you can empty it out when you're hiking, fold it and roll it up, and it's not going to take up any space. I take this with me everywhere. It saves me from using plastic water bottles, and it saves me space in carry-on luggage, which is so essential. Finally, number 3, which I've talked about many times on this channel for security purposes, is my flip belt. You'll wear the flip belt around your waist and it has little pockets. The one that you'll be winning even has zippers. And you can stick things in it like your phone or your credit cards or money, and then you can flip it over on your waist and everything is going to be locked in. This is great to not only keep your hands free and not have to wear a backpack, but it keeps everything so secure and right to your body. No one is stealing your phone if it's inside of a flip belt. I'd also like to take this opportunity to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to the teams over at Platypus, NEXSTAND, and Flipbelt. Thank you guys so much for working with me on this, and I'm so excited to be able to share the epicness of these companies with you guys. Don't forget when you comment below which video you shared that you also let me know which of these 3 products you would be most excited to win. Oh, I don't even know which one I would go for. I like them all. There's a link below with all of the nitty-gritty details of this giveaway as well that you can reference. But for now, we are getting back to these questions. What do you do? How do you earn an income while traveling? Well, I'm a full-time YouTuber, obviously. No, maybe one day. But for now, the reason I'm able to travel while I'm working is because all of my work is online. So as long as I have my laptop and access to the internet, I'm able to do it. And I'm willing to bet that if you drive into an office, sit down at a desk, and log into a computer, your work is online too. My main source of income comes from my work as a marketing specialist. So I'll work with companies that are in the remote work or the travel space, and I'll help them to grow an engaged following, increase their reach, market their services, generate leads. As with most marketing jobs, it can be quite broad, and an example of the company I would work with would be a co-working space or potentially a co-working retreat. I additionally create free content for you here on social media like YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, as well as through my website, and then I'm able to monetize this through YouTube ad revenue, affiliate marketing, and the occasional sponsorships. Something else I do is one-on-one consulting to help people repurpose the current skill sets that they have to be able to do it remotely instead, so they have more freedom and flexibility, whether that's to be able to travel like me or just cut out their commute or be able to work from home with their families. All consulting clients have either come to me on a referral basis or from people that have seen my free content online and then reached out to me. But it's actually something I really enjoy doing and I'm quite good at, so I may turn it into a more structured service down the road. We'll see. I'll be covering exactly how I got started working online and what got me to start traveling while doing it in a video coming out later in October. I'll also cover some of the steps so you can try doing it for yourself. I'm 40 years old. Am I too old to be a digital nomad? No, not even a little bit. I know the stereotype is these millennial white tech guys around 25 years old, solo, working on their laptops. Not the case. Recent studies that come out say the average digital nomad is actually a middle-aged solo female. So it doesn't really matter what age you are. I see people in their 60s and 18-year-olds that are doing this. You just need to find a way to earn an income online. Where do you live while traveling, and what do you do with your stuff back home? That's a great question. So while I'm traveling, I'll usually go and stay somewhere longer term, 2 or 3 months, in which case I'll rent a serviced and furnished apartment. I have quite a few videos on this channel that do apartment tours, so if you're looking at what you can get for the price point, definitely check out some of those. If I'm traveling short term and I'm moving from place to place, I'll usually get myself a double room, even if I'm by myself. I don't really like hostels, but I'll make sure that I'm in a central area located near a hostel so I'm not isolated, but also don't have to deal with people coming in and out of the room of all hours of the night. As for my things back home, I'm very lucky to be able to store my things in my family home with my parents. And then when I come home for the summer in Ottawa, which I've done for the last few years, I'll rent an apartment that's fully furnished on a 3 or 4 month lease right downtown. If you're familiar with North America, fully furnished apartments on that kind of lease term are very hard to find. So here is a pro tip. If you live in a university town or there's a college nearby, like there are in Ottawa, I bet those students are locked into a year-long lease, but many of them are probably leaving for the summer. So what I'll do is I'll look on Craigslist, Kijiji, Facebook Marketplace, and I'll find students that are subletting their apartments for the summer term while they're back home. This has worked for me 3 years in a row, and it's a win for me and it's a win for them because they get to earn a little bit of money back on that rental. If I can only take one vacation in 2020, where should I go? I want an adventure. This is a good question, and I have a good answer for you. Definitely 100% Sri Lanka. It's a small country, it's easy to travel around, it's definitely set up for tourism, but there just aren't that many tourists yet. This means that the prices are still very low, and you can travel short distances and be in a totally different climate, landscape. I mean, you can be at the beach, 40 minutes later, you're in the mountains for hiking. If you give yourself 3 weeks to a month in Sri Lanka, you'll be able to have a vacation with a little bit of everything, as well as phenomenal food and the friendliest locals you will ever meet. Sri Lanka was rated by Lonely Planet as the top destination last year. So I have a feeling that Sri Lanka is going to become very, very popular very soon. So try to get there before everyone else does. You won't regret it. I don't know anyone interested or able to travel. I don't want to go alone, but I'm worried I'll miss my chance. What should I do? Definitely a common question. So, as you probably know, I'm very comfortable solo traveling, and that's generally how I'll travel if I'm going to live somewhere while I'm working. However, when it comes to going on vacation, where you're moving around and seeing all of these incredible things, it is so much more fun to do it with someone else. If you're living somewhere, it's easier to make friends that are also living there and then have people to do things with. But when you're just on vacation and you're moving around from place to place and traveling fast, you might not meet anyone, and then you're seeing all these amazing things, but you have no one to actually share the experience with, and it kind of sucks. My recommendation is to check out Facebook groups. Mine, for example, the Travel Tribe, is going to be full of other people that are interested in travel that you may want to meet up with. The option is to check your local city that you're in right now for events that are related to travel. You may be able to find people in your home city that are interested in travel that you could become friends with and then travel with. Personally, if I don't want to travel alone and I have no one to travel with, I will look at booking a tour. Yes, they're a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty fun to have the group to go with and also not to have to worry about doing all of the logistics and figuring everything out. You can just show up, enjoy your trip for what it is. I've done tours with larger companies like Intrepid and G Adventures in the past, and while they're definitely fun, I prefer to look for smaller companies. If you go with a smaller tour company, you generally have more say over what you're doing, and you're not necessarily just going from typical tourist destination to the next spot to the next viewpoint. One that I recently discovered for women is Your Travel Life Club. I've been in touch with the founder, Sienna, and she's filling me in on all the different tours that they have going. There's only 2 of them that are running the company, and they have their entire heart and soul in this. There's many options for you to check out. While we were discussing different trip styles, she was telling me about this women's empowerment retreat in April 2020. It's going to be in Bali, and you get all the travel stuff, but you're also going to be getting workshops on personal development, mindset, yoga. It's also all-inclusive, so you don't have to worry about any of the logistics apart from your flight, and you can focus on yourself and the people that you're with. If this is a travel style that you're interested in, then definitely look in the description below because I've linked the information where you can contact Sienna. She's a total sweetheart and will definitely help match you with the best trip for what you're looking for. Do you have a saying or motto that gets you through layovers, dealing with negative people, rainy days, or just general tough times while traveling? I do. My favorite one is, life is short, choose happy, because I feel like it's so much about mindset. If something poor happens to you and you keep replaying the negative experience over and over again in your head, you're really only hurting yourself. Another one that I say to myself when I'm in a tough time is just, you'll figure it out. Because if you're on the side of the road with a dead phone and no one in sight and no money and you don't know what to do, if you just sit there and feel sorry for yourself, you're gonna be on the side of the road with a dead phone, no money, no one around, and it will be nighttime. Have your emotional moment, tell yourself that you're going to figure it out, and then just take action. It's gonna be okay. You got this. If I didn't get to your question today, there is still hope. I will be doing part 2 with many, many more questions next week. That's also when I'll be announcing the winners of our giveaway. Don't forget that if you want to win one of these epic prizes, all you have to do is share one of my videos, let me know in the comments which one you shared and which of these prizes you would be most excited to win. I'd love to see what you have to say. Don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and then hit that bell because you won't want to miss next week. I'll be covering things like the gorilla trekking experience, travel skincare, a few other good ones. Lots of other good ones. See you then. Have a good one. Bye.